Brought to you by Allman Auctions, world's leader in antique tractor auctions.
One look at the old sickle mower turned into a mailbox stamps the Montgomery place in Columbia, Missouri as a little out of the ordinary. Now meet two first-class guys. That's Bill Montgomery driving the flashy Farmall with the cultivator, and his son Billy tooling alongside with a fine example of prairie gold power. This is a father and son who caught classic tractor fever together.
Well, my dad, we got to go into Boonville show, Missouri River Valley steam engine show, and thought we needed an old tractor to play with.
Well, I got started about 11, 12 years ago collecting old tractors and kind of got my blood. Been sticking mostly with Farmall. Me and him work together and we go look for parts together, and it's just a good, keeps you at home, out of trouble.
The Montgomerys have a score of classic tractors now, some just waiting to be brought back to life.
This first tractor here is an old F-20 my dad hauled in for some parts he needed. The second one here is a 39M Farmall that I hauled in to either restore or use for parts or somebody else to restore. And this last one's around a 40 or 41R with the cultivators I brought in to either restore someday or use for parts for some other tractors.
This Farmall regular Bill's driving is historic because it was the first true all-purpose tricycle tractor.
Well, it's a 1927, and it kind of replaced the horse. That was the main thing why. And it was what they called a row crop, and it was more universal for cultivating and plowing and disking. That's where McCormick Deering come up with the name there, Farmall. That's the way it's described, Farmall.
1924 was the first year of production for the Farmall regular, but Bill's 1927 model is rare today, especially with the optional rear fenders and outfitted with the old 221G cultivator.
It's got a lever here which you can adjust your width for your rows, for your corn or beans, whichever you're cultivating. And you can widen it or narrow it up by working the lever.
The four-cylinder International engine would deliver 18 horsepower, and even with open gear steering, the Farmall would turn on a dime.
Yes, it'll turn right around in its own tracks. So when you got the end of your row of corn or beans, you just give her a hard turn and it'll lock up and head right beside the row, right beside the one you come down. You just got to be careful. You don't want to put your thumbs in the steering wheel. It'll, if you hit a dip or something, it'll jerk the steering wheel out of your hand. And when it does that, it'll fold your thumb back if you got your thumb in one of the spokes.
With all the dust in the field, a farmer would need to overhaul the engine on this machine just about every year. So it was designed to make that job a little easier.
That was one of the Farmall's sale pitch. You could take your pistons and rods out through these portholes without taking the head off the engine and putting a new set of rings and putting it back together.
Bill says he likes the look of the old Farmall gray, but his son Billy's gotten attached to a whole nother color. He likes prairie gold.
Oh, they're a little different. Everybody's got John Deere's and Alice Chandler's and Internationals, so I thought I'd want something a little different.
Billy's tractor is historic too. 1941 was the year Minneapolis Moline introduced the first LP gas fuel system.
It's a 1941 Red Face U on factory propane. It's what they call the Red Face U from 38 to 41. They built a red face and then they went to a yellow bar grill.
The propane fuel system increased engine compression and burned cleaner, extending engine life. Minnie Moe built just 90 of these tractors back in 1941, and Billy's is one of only 3 known to remain today. When he found it, the UTS had seen better days.
This one here is how I found this tractor down in West Plains, Missouri. Just sitting in a row with a bunch of John Deere's. And this one here is after I got it home and started tearing it apart and soaking the motor and stuff to get it loose. I like working on these old tractors because it's the challenge of getting them running and making them live again and bringing them back to life, and the pleasure of other people looking at them and appreciating all the work you've put into them.
One of the folks who appreciates Billy's hard work the most is his dad.
Oh, I'm real proud of my son. Billy, you did a real good job on this tractor. What he's done, the accomplishment he's done with his tractors.
That's the Montgomery men for you, preserving American agriculture's past together, lending one another a hand now and then, like when Dad loses his hat.
Yeah, it hung in that string.
And giving their favorite classic tractors, no matter what color, a little exercise. That's what keeps classic tractor fever all in the family.